All right, guys, let's take a look at setting up our notebook. This was one of my boys' old notebooks from last year at school, so it's not a brand new notebook. It's been used. They didn't bring one home from school, so I want you to use what you've got, whether that's a piece of paper and a folder or an old notebook. Whatever you've got is great. I'm going to get paper ready and a pencil ready. I might have an eraser if I need one. A great thing about doing online is that if you need to pause to go get something, you're welcome to go and do that. We also know that where our eyes go, our brain follows. So if you're doing something different at home with computer or TV or your pets or your siblings, let's see what we can do. Focus right here. I want to show you how to set up your notebook just like we do in the classroom. So I got my blank page here. Think about where are we going to start. We are going to start at the top and we want to start at the left. How do I remember what's the left? Let's use our song to help. We've got two fists out in front of our eyes, thumbs to the middle, pointers to the skies. Look at your hands for a letter shape. The capital L your left hand makes. That's your left side. The other is your right side. We're going to start at the top left because we read from left to right and we write from left to right. So don't start down here. Start way up here. And so my new page starts way up here with the date. I'm going to pull up our calendar so we can check out the calendar together. Last time we were in class, it was CTKJO Day. So that was way up here. It's been a long time since we've been at school together. When we're looking at a calendar, we usually start up at the top with the months. So let's do that together. I'm just going to get my notebook in the way. Here we go. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 12 months in a year. I noticed that these two are the ones that match. Do you remember what month that is? We're in the month of March. Good. So we are in the month of March and we need to find out what day what number we should fill in for today. That's way down here. Doesn't all fit in there. That's all right. CTKJO Day was right here, and so that's where we're going to start. Let's do it. Do you remember that number? It's a 13. Teen numbers start with ones. Here we go. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 was Nyla's birthday. Happy birthday, Nyla. 28, 29. What do we need here? We're going to put a 30 there. What does a 30 look like? Think, think, think. 30 is our 3 and a 0. Remember, if I have a 3 and a 0 like that, think about our little pockets where we had our 10s and our 1s. 30 is 3 groups of 10 and 0 1s. 30. Good. So in your notebook, let's write it. March 30th, 2020. That's our year. We have a little comma in there. Mine is over a little far, but little comma that separates the numbers for the day and the year. You might choose to write the year, or you might choose to write the days of the week. Let's do that next. There are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Here we just wrote number 30 for today, so let's make an elevator up. Ding! Today is Monday. Let's put today above today, just like we do with the pockets in the classroom. Today, all right, so the day that happened, let's make a sandwich. What happened right before today? That one is yesterday, has already happened. And what's coming up next? Next is tomorrow. All right, let's do it. Yesterday was Sunday, yesterday was Sunday, today is Monday, today is Monday, tomorrow will be Tuesday, tomorrow will be Tuesday, the last day of March, the last day of March. You might choose to take your notebook and write Monday in there. I did not write Monday on mine. You can if you'd like. Here is what the word Monday looks like. I also have a question for you about writing numbers. Sometimes in our notebooks we were writing numbers 1 through 20. Ooh. Now I would like you to write backwards. Let's start from number 10, just to get dust off maybe some cobwebs that have grown over your days at home. So I've got my numbers here backwards from 10. If you need to pause to do that, go ahead. Quick remembering, where do your numbers start? At the top. Where do your numbers start? At the top. If you want to write a letter or a number, then you better start your numbers and your letters at the top. So let's do that. I've got my little starter mark for where they would start up here at the top instead of at the bottom. One quick gentle reminder about your number 8. Let's make sure it's like the letter S and not a snowman. No snowmen in March. Okay, so you've got your numbers written in there. Other thing I asked you to do at home is to take a peek at some patterns. So I have some patterns here for you to practice. I'd like you to practice an AB, an AA, BB, ABB, and ABC. You might have some things around the house that you would like to use for your patterns. Maybe you have cars or trucks or Barbies or something you'd like to use to make your pattern. Cool. Trace it, draw it, write it, use shapes if you want to, use color if you want to, use a whole page, use just a row. But we're going to practice some patterns here. I'm just showing you that in my notebook I used shapes and I just used my pen to do that. I used just different shape patterns to fill in below my numbers written from 10 to 1. Next thing we're going to look at is some word work. Some word work today. We're going to try the ing family. Ing, when they sit next to each other, they say ing. And sometimes in the classroom we use letter tiles like this, or we maybe just practice writing them like this. I put my ing in a little cloud so that I could come up with words that would rhyme with ing or be part of an ing family. These letter tiles I took from a game of Bananagrams. I also grabbed some letter tiles from Scrabble so that we could just practice and play with words. So ing, maybe one that comes to mind is king. I put a couple letters out here that you might want to try. I purposefully picked some letters that will make nonsense words. I think it's important to practice using letters that will create real words and will create nonsense words. So I had king, N would be n, ning, S makes s, sing. See if you can come up with 3 ing words that would be real words and not nonsense words. We've practiced a lot with adding one letter to the beginning of an ending. We're just starting to look at what happens if we would add 2 letters, like this. That one would become sting. Or I could ask, how could I change sting into swing? Swing. I'm going to take the T out and put a W in. Swing. We are just starting to practice putting 2 consonants next to each other to make a new word like bring. This is just one example of some word work you could do. Word work, just practicing with letters, mixing letters around, trying them out, making them part of word families. So here's an example of the ing family and some ways to practice with ing. You could use your ing words in a sentence. I'm asking you to try to write 3 sentences a day. So here is an ing example. You could do word work with word families or word work with sight words. I took a couple of sight words here from columns 1 and 2 of that first sight word email I sent you. Here are 6 little words you'll need. Here are 6 little words you'll need if you really want to read. If you really want to read. At, be, had, out, many, some. Know these words and you'll read too. Know these words and you'll read too. I want to show you an example of something we do in the classroom. We do some rainbow writing. So if I'm going to rainbow write the word be, I just grabbed a couple of pens here. If I'm going to rainbow write the word be, I'm going to say the letter B, E, B. Say the letters, say the words every time. It's not going to be helpful for me to trace the B, 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 and then trace the E. I want to practice writing the whole word. B, E, B. Maybe you want to use one of these words in a sentence at the bottom. I started my sentence, I just grabbed a noun. So my noun, remember, a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. My noun to begin my sentence was the duck. You could make your sentence be about anything you want. I just had an example of the duck. I could have used an ing family word. The duck has a wing. I could use one of my sight words. The duck is at the pond. The duck is out of the water. My sentence I chose was the duck went swimming. This is just an example of what your notebook setup can look like while you're working from home. I also wanted to show that it won't take us too much time to get through. Math is done, word work is all set, and we've already got some sentences on the way.